Sergey asked, what can we do? What can we do when the student really did not study, but merely became able to answer the questions and not much.
Not real students.
Not real students.
No, not real students.
But
virtual students.
But machine.
Machine students.
Machine students. Distance machine students.
Okay, the problem is a question of motivation. Today, our students, they have so many motivating things that they are involved with many videos, with many games, with many things that capture them for those things. And the key piece of all of this is the teacher. Teacher is the most important person in the process. The teacher should be a motivator, should be involving our students, and when we motivate them, they are glad to participate. This is, let's say, the big changing in our schools. In old days, like in my age, is when I was very young, I'm still young, but I was younger in that period. And our teachers were very serious. Our teachers say, do that, and we do it. Now, we say, do it, and they will not do anything. So they need to be motivated to do that. And this is the big difference. Motivation is one of the most important ingredients for the success of our students, because our students must have a very high level of attention to capture. This human being needs to be to have a very high level of attention to capture and to reflect the subjects we are teaching. Other question, please.
More questions?
Okay.
Please.
I'm
Yes.
Andrei Petrov. Professor.
Please.
Have you any measurable quantities to measure motivation of students in their education? Last year in University of Dubna, we have some experience in this region. We defined about 40 indexes to define of motivation to education. And you?
Thank you very much for your question. Can you repeat your name, please? Your name? Your name, please. Okay.
My name Andrei Petrov. Andrei Petrov.
Okay.
Andrei
Yes, okay.
Petrov.
Yes. Okay, Professor Andrei Petrov. Thank you for your question. In fact, you have used a table of to identify the motivation of students. We are using mainly formative evaluation, which means that it's not a final evaluation, but it's some kind of intermediate evaluation, which gives us that students are being involved in the work. I say we have intermediate works on which students are participating, and this is made using the platform. We are using mainly Moodle platform. Maybe you are using the same platform or something similar. And this platform has a couple of references to all jobs we are addressing to the students. And students, they are participating in those jobs. This, let's say, we have two kinds of jobs. Is personal jobs. Let's say that students should make those jobs alone, and collaborative jobs. this kind of jobs, this kind of collaborative jobs can be made, let's say, in presence or in remote, using other tools that you know how they are, like this tool of virtual classrooms and other virtual classrooms similar. And students are participating. And when they are participating, they report in the platform. And this report gives us the information that students are being involved on working, because if you teach, if you are a very good teacher, you have no guarantee at all that your students are learning. The student must do their job to learn. And from what they learn, we can evaluate what is his level of knowledge. And all these steps are what we need to do in all kinds of tutoring, all kinds of formative evaluation. These are really very important for a final result of learning. Thank you.
Okay.
Repeat.
What kind of job, by your opinion, is the best to motivate students for to education? You understand me?
Okay. Yes.
Practical, tutoring.
Okay. I should say that when you are presenting contents, you should present the contents in multi-format, which means if you are sending just a document, a paper, this is good for deep learning. But if you are presenting in video format, or let's say a presentation format, this is a very good for introduction. Today our students are surface learners. So it means that we need to make the presentation in a very structured format, which means that there are two types of surfacing. One is atomized surface, which means that they are talking about everything but they know nothing. Another is a structured surface. And a structured surface is like if you are presenting a table of contents. In the table of contents you have everything, but it's very well summarized. So, in order to motivate our students, we have to talk their language. And this is our difficulty, is to convert our classic format of presenting with a very long structured format with a very short format. This is one very important aspect. Of course, there is another very important aspect, is difference of cultures. If you know Chinese language, you cannot be a teacher in China. Why? Because you don't have the Chinese culture. Like me, if I'm teaching in Russia, I need you help me to support with your cultural approach, because your culture is different from my Western European culture. Although we are, let's say, quite near, it's not equal. So if I speak a very fluent Russian, which is not the situation, it is difficult for me to teach in Russia, because the culture is different. So it's the same thing with our students. Their culture, their young people culture, is different from traditional people that we are. So we must make an effort of approaching, creating bridge of communicating. This is one of the most important things, is creating bridge to communicate among different different levels of ages among us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
No question, please.
Okay, my name is Sergey. Can you hear me?
Sergey. Sergey, yes.
Yeah. One quick question. So you
Yes.
told about the future, which is today,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
What is
Yes.
tomorrow? What is tomorrow? So the question
Tomorrow-
is tomorrow.
Yes. Okay. Okay. The question is that tomorrow is the continuation of the future, because the difference is the future is a permanent changing, and for instance, during thousands of years, the changing has been so slow that we didn't really find any difference. But today, I cannot imagine. For instance, let's return back 10 years. 10 years, it would be about impossible for us to be talking with each other in such a perfect communication format as we are doing today. Why? Because technology didn't help us, methodologies, softwares, the compression of videos, and so on and so on. So we are, but I cannot imagine what it will be in 5 years, because the evolution, it will be so high that it's impossible for us human beings, because everything is changing in such a speed, day after day, day after day. So it will be another future, but it will be the future changing in a very high speed. So the only thing I will ask you, don't be afraid of the future, because we are used of changing. Our grandfathers will be afraid of the changing, but today we must be used for a permanent changing, and this is the future, is the permanent changing. You see, one person said that there is only one thing that doesn't change. You know what it is? Is the permanent changing, which you will not change. It will be always changing. And this was said by Buddha 2,500 years ago. So you see, it's not recent. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you very much for your question.
Thanks, Antonio.
Thank you. The last question. I have
Yes.
one question, not about tomorrow, but about yesterday. What are the last 3 years' news?
What are the last?
3 years. What are the news in education technologies for the last 3 years?
The news.
What was new for the last 3 years?
You see, the last 3 years, I can say that it's very difficult to define exact times for the changing moment. But the last 3 years, it was that we felt that it is possible to make a globalization of culture, a globalization of communication, a globalization of all aspects using new technologies in education. And I think it will be very interesting for the humankind to be more near each one of to be near of each other. So the last 3 years gives us the confidence that it is possible to do things in a very quick and very solid way for the future. I think this is a very important question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Спасибо.
Unfortunately, thank you, спасибо. Unfortunately, our time is over, and we have to do the next things for our conference, and there we have to say goodbye.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you. And all the contents will be published public in the community. The video of our meeting is available on the community of the School of the Future. You can see it later and recommend to your students if you feel like. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mhm.